few years ago, I was feeling unfulfilled and not sure what my future was going to hold because I was in a 9-to-5 job that I didn't particularly enjoy, and I didn't know where that was going to take me over the next few years. But what I did know is that it wasn't what I wanted to do long term. So I set up a e-commerce business, and it's now allowed me to live as a digital nomad. And I believe that there is a guide, there's a plan that I've started to put together, and I can explain my philosophy as to how you can also escape the 9-to-5 job if that is what you're looking to do and live as a digital nomad. So my name is James Eardley. If you're new to the channel, I have generated over 7 figures with an e-commerce business, and that's allowed me location and time freedom, so I can now create these videos and help you to achieve the same success. And today, I'm here in Qatar. You can see the cruise ship that's just arrived this morning into Qatar, and I'm living here in Qatar, Montenegro, for 4 weeks before continuing my travels around Europe between October and December. So while it goes grey and a bit dreary in the UK, I'm sort of chasing the sun around Europe to enjoy the lifestyle out here as a digital nomad. And the point of today's video is to go through my philosophy that explains a guide of how to escape a 9-to-5 job, if that's what you are looking to do, in order to get to a life of more freedom, whether that be financial, time, or location freedom. And it's a guide, the steps that I followed, and it's when I reflect on my journey, I put it into 5 key bullet points. And those bullet points spell out the word freed, so F-R-E-E-D. I'm going to go through each of those points now. So the first part of that philosophy is the F, and that stands for foundation. Because initially, if you're going to change your lifestyle completely from a 9-to-5 job to one of a digital nomad with more time, location, and financial freedom, there needs to be deep foundations. It needs to be built on something solid in order for you to completely change your lifestyle. And I think a lot of people get this wrong. They kind of jump a few steps ahead and they don't get the foundations set first. And the foundations for me is about actually understanding what success is, or what your dream life is in the future, without just starting to take on whatever somebody else's dream life is, or what somebody else says is the right path for you. So you need to take some time initially to set these foundations, understand what is actually your dream lifestyle, what is it you're building things towards, because then all of your decisions after that will lead you to that end goal. So crucial that you take time to think about what is a dream lifestyle for you. Is it traveling? Is it flashy material objects that you want to have? Think about the normal day, like a normal Tuesday would look like for you in, say, 10 years' time. And then you work your way back from that. I think a lot of people, they don't really know what success is exactly. But the first step for me was just to define that. And success for me, and still is, all about freedom. So it's all about having the time freedom to do what you want when you want. It's about having the location freedom to be able to be wherever you want to be in the world. And it's about having the financial freedom so that you're not held back on doing what it is you want to do. So freedom was success for me. Once I realised that then helped me make all the decisions beyond that to make sure I was making decisions based on what was going to allow me the most freedom in the future. Once you've completed that first step, the next step is R, and that stands for routine. Because to achieve something, you need to be able to put the work in to get to the end goal. So whatever if you've got something big you want to get, you're obviously going to put a lot in to get a lot out. And the way that we put a lot in to get a lot out, I believe, is by starting to understand your routine around the time you're going to invest to build a life that you want to achieve. Now, this new lifestyle that I've been able to achieve online, it wasn't easy. It came with work, came with sacrifice, came with dedication and commitment. But because I had the foundation of what success looked like for me, it was easier for me then to put that work in because I knew exactly what I was working for, and I was very motivated to achieve that goal. But I needed to put a routine in place. So that means I needed to understand when in my day I was going to find time to build a side hustle business, which is what it was initially, alongside the 9-to-5 job that I had to hold down at the same time. So for me, that was about finding an hour before work to complete one essential task. Then it was about finding an hour after work as well, when I could, to do some more work. Again, I was always setting one task that I had to do each day, so I was continuing my momentum. And also, this routine is not just about the time in the day. It's also about having a routine of setting goals and checking those goals frequently to remind yourself of what it is you're trying to achieve. And it's a routine of getting good at prioritizing the important tasks and not just spinning the wheel doing things over and over again. So What I mean by that, with an e-commerce business, there's thousands of different distractions that you could do. You could change your logo. You could create a better social media planner for the posts you're going to post. Or you can do the important things like signing new suppliers, adding their products to your store, and optimizing your ad campaign. So it's about, you got to get good at prioritizing, you got to get at time blocking. But once you've got a solid routine in that you can stay to consistently for time, then you're on the way. So you've set your foundation, you've got your routine in place to take action towards that. You're well on your way then towards out of the 9-to-5 job. The next step in this freed philosophy is the E, and that stands for enterprise, because you need to choose where you're going to focus your efforts. So choosing the enterprise that you're going to be putting your work towards. So that means choosing the right business model or the right income stream that gets you to the end goal. So for me, as I said, success for me was all about freedom. And so that meant whatever enterprise I was going to choose, the business model that I was going to go into, the income that I was going to generate, it needed to be something that allowed time, location, financial freedom. So for me, that was an e-commerce business, because it was an income stream that wasn't going to be tied completely to the time that I put in. I knew I could build a business that would be able to generate income no matter where I was in the world and no matter how much work I did on it that day. As long as I front-loaded the work and built a system, then it would still pay me regardless of how much time I still spent working on that business. So make sure that before you dive into something that you've seen somebody do or follow on from a friend or something that a family member does, think about, does that enterprise, does that actual business model lead to the type of success that you want to see? And if it doesn't, don't spend your time on it. It has to be something that you're willing to commit to for a long period of time, and it definitely gets you to the end goal. The worst thing that you can do is take lots of time climbing a ladder only to get to the top of the ladder and realise it was up against the wrong wall the whole time. Because if you get to the top and it's not exactly where you want it to be, then you've wasted all that effort initially. So take some time to choose the right model that's going to allow for the success that you want. The next step in this guide is another E, and this time it's for expansion. So whatever business model that you've chosen, and you've put the work in and you've got your foundations in place, you'll start to see success. With time, with consistency, doing the right thing, over time, you'll start to see that success that you've been looking for the whole time. And that's when it comes to expansion and expanding in the right way. So that means, have you got a business model that you can scale? And have you got a business model that you can automate and outsource as much of the business as possible? If you have, then you're onto a winner, because you will then be able to not have to be tied to the business the whole time. And if you're not, you'll quickly find out that it's going to be more difficult for you to have a lifestyle of freedom if it's not something that you can easily outsource. So what I mean by this is, with my e-commerce business, choose myself, my own businesses as my examples. When the business started to generate sales and customers were coming in frequently, purchasing the high-ticket products that I was selling on my Shopify store, I knew that fulfilling orders, serving customers was all a repeatable process. And because it was a repeatable process, then I could put a process map together, just a bullet point list of how to do these tasks, record myself doing these tasks a few times, and then I could outsource this work. And this is a big part of your job as a business owner, is to stop making you the bottleneck in the business. So stop making every task rely on you personally to complete them. Otherwise, you'll hold back the growth of the business. And of course, you will also always be tied to needing to be there for the business to continue to grow. So a big part of your job, once you get past a certain scale, so past a certain size, is highlighting the jobs that you shouldn't be doing and outsourcing them to somebody else who will do them better and allow you to focus on the things that matter, and also make sure that the business isn't solely reliant on you in order to continue generating income. And then when you've completed that step, expansion, you'll scale, you'll outsource, you'll be automating tasks that don't need human involvement. You'll get to a point where you've got a income generating machine. And at this point, you can really design your life. So that's the final step of this freed philosophy for me, is all about design. So D for design. I came across this concept first when I read The 4-Hour Workweek very early on in my journey into entrepreneurship. And I first came across this concept of lifestyle design and how we can actually design the lifestyles that we live based on the choices that we make. And before this, never come across this concept. I mean, you don't come across it when you grow up in the UK and you follow on from the traditional path into higher education onto a 9-to-5 job. It's never you never talk to about the fact that you can actually design your lifestyle. And I had to read this book to kind of come across this idea. And ever since then, I've kind of been obsessed with all the choices that I make and the tasks that I do. Are they aligned with the lifestyle that I'm trying to design for myself? And so this is a big part of it. You've got yourself foundations in place. You've got the routine to get you to a point where you are generating income. You've chosen an enterprise that's going to be scalable. You've expanded by outsourcing and automating and delegating tasks. And now you've got to a point where you can design the exact lifestyle that you want to live. I think the key to lifestyle design is once you've got to at least £3,000 in net profit from your business. And once you've got that, you literally have the world at your doorstep, because you can live in the majority of countries with just that low £3,000 net profit every single month, and you can have a great lifestyle and travel a lot. You won't have luxuries, but you will be able to be completely location free. And so I say that because as soon as you get to that stage, it's not like you have to be earning 100 grand a month to be able to live this kind of lifestyle. I say it because as soon as you get yourself over a certain amount and you follow these steps, you can leave a 9-to-5 job, design your lifestyle to how you want it to be, whether that's travel, whether that's being with your family a lot, being with kids, whatever it is you want your ideal lifestyle to be. As soon as you get over that lip, it's incredible the life you want to live. Of course, you should have bigger goals than that. And I think having 10k a month allows you complete not financial freedom, but 10k a month, it allows you to have complete location and time freedom. And that's a big milestone to achieve. But getting over the first hump, I'd say, is like £3,000 net profit a month. And it allows you to, live a great lifestyle and travel. Obviously, it's different depending on your own circumstances. But I wanted to say that because I wanted to make sure that you have an idea that this isn't totally out of reach. You just follow the steps, you're consistent with it. And I know that you can achieve the goals that you want to achieve if you're consistent with it and if you follow the right steps. So I hope you found this video enjoyable. Hope you've got some value out of it. If you have, let me know in the comments and like and subscribe to the channel. It would mean an awful lot. And also, if you want to get around more people that are in the world of lifestyle design and building lives that they are proud of with more freedom, then I'd recommend checking out the free community. That's the first link in the description. It's completely free, so come and join us if you are interested. If you're not interested, feel free to completely ignore it, but it's there for you if you want to get around a community of like-minded people. So with that said, thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.